Hi, my name is Eric Paetkau, and I'm the music director of the Saskatoon Symphony. Now, where have we heard that theme before? If you're a fan of Mozart symphonies, you probably recognize it from the fourth movement of his last symphony, the 41st, but it's actually been used many, many times before. Long before the Renaissance, Thomas of Aquinas actually used it, and then a couple of Renaissance composers used that theme. Joseph and his brother Michael Haydn used it, and even Mozart himself used it a couple of times before he used it in the Jupiter Symphony. So it was a theme that was well known in the composer circles, but he decided to take it one step further. A little side note and a fun tidbit is that Brahms wrote 4 symphonies. Now, if you know Brahms symphonies, you might know their keys. They're C minor, D major, F major, and E minor, all in that order. So what we have is... So we don't know if Brahms actually wrote the symphonies in the keys from maybe one of his favorite subjects of Mozart, but he definitely knew the Mozart symphonies and he knew this theme very, very well. Now, Mozart lived in the second half of the 1700s, and by that time, the fugue was kind of out of vogue, and that was the staple of the Baroque composers like Handel and Bach, who made it quite famous, and the fugues were very dense and long subjects. But classical composers like Mozart and Haydn brought the fugue back in certain ways because they loved it and were fascinated by it. And so there's nothing really extraordinary about putting a fugue in a late Mozart symphony, but the way Mozart did it was quite extraordinary. Mozart introduces the theme. I'll play it again. He introduces that immediately in the fourth movement, and there he develops it amongst the instruments and throughout different keys, etc., and different themes as well. But then at the coda being kind of the tag-on, very climactic moment of many movements, he adds a minute-long 5-voice fugue. In other words, in a fugue is, it's like a round, where Mary Had a Little Lamb, and then someone comes in a bit later, but it's the same music. And Mozart uses this to the extreme where he has 5 different subjects that come in at different times in different instruments. And I'm going to play all 5 of those subjects, and then afterwards we'll put it all together. So of course the main theme, you hear that one a lot. But before he even starts that, he's got this other theme, and it goes like this. And now the third theme, and here's the fourth one. And then finally the fifth one. And now let's listen to it all put together, all 5 of the fugal voice subjects, in not only Mozart's 41st symphony, but his last symphony that he ever wrote.